Hello and welcome. I'm going to talk today about using insert effects in Cubase. It's aimed very much at beginners who are just starting out on their exciting journey using Cubase. Inserts are just one way of using effects. There are numerous other ways, but I'm going to make a start with that. So here's my empty song. I'm going to add firstly an instrument channel so we can make some noise. Let's just go with that. There you go. And let's pick a sound. What shall we go for? Let's go for a keyboard sound. No, let's go for a piano-like sound. Let's go for something electric. There we go. That'll sound nice. So first thing I'm going to do is record a little bit. Here it comes. There you go, how's that? So there's my recording. I'm going to just, what am I going to do? I'm going to cut it up a bit, I think. We'll just go like that, and I'm going to use it as a loop in a minute. So there's my little recording. Let's move it to there. By the way, if you want to make a loop, can you see I've highlighted it? Letter P, selects the highlighted area, sets your locators down here, left and right, which we've done before, and then I'm going to hit the /, which is in the keypad part of the keyboard, and the top will go purple like that, and that's a loop. That will now play forever until there's a power cut. So that's how I'm going to listen to my music. I want to see the left-hand pane. In other videos, I've sent you up here to click like this. There is, of course, a shortcut, Control, Alt, and then the letter L. There we go. So, first thing I'm going to do is go over to here. Now, here are audio inserts. These are the insert effects right here. And on my version of the software, I've obviously got loads. Some of you won't have as many as that. And it's a bit confusing because audio inserts are there. If I open up the mixer with F3, the same inserts are here, look. So that's the same window I just looked at, but this time I went to it through the mixer, not through the actual channel. So here we go again. Here's my channel. I'm now going to go to audio inserts, and I'm going to select. What should we do? Well, let's just play and just add things. Let's add some compression. So let's just add a basic, the world's simplest compressor. There it is. Let's use one of the presets. What should we go for? Is there a keyboard one? Oh, there you go, ballad piano. There you go. Let's nick a preset. So there's my first insert, now inserted. It's at this point, I've been asked a number of times, why is it called an insert? Well, if you look at this lovely picture here, this shows in the old days, and I'm very old, so I remember the old days. This is a patch bay where you had to manually plug in patch cables to connect all your effects, all your inserts, all your sends, all your returns. And basically the modern DAW is copying this, obviously in a slightly neater and more ergonomic way, but you physically inserted cables with jacks on the end, and basically that's your insert. That's why we call them inserts to this day. Right then, back to my lovely recording. If I go to the mixer now, you'll see that this audio insert is also here. So look, here's my keyboard track, this one here. And look, there it is. In fact, while I'm here, let's just label this correctly. So I'm going to call it elec piano. It's like an electric piano, isn't it? There we go. Then I'm going to shut my mixer with Alt F4, of course. There we go. I've added one insert effect. Let's add another. I don't know. What shall we add? Let's add some reverb. Now, later on I'll talk about whether reverb should be an insert effect or a group effect. For now, I'm just worried about using insert effects for the purpose of this demonstration. Let's use a simple one. Some of you might have this free. It comes with Cubase, 1 second reverb. If you don't know these controls, I suppose the most fundamental one with reverb is mix. So that's entirely the reverb and very little zero of the actual input signal. And this is getting less and less and less and less. Sometimes it's called wet and dry. So this is a very dry mix, very little reverb, in fact zero. And then this is getting wetter and wetter and wetter and wetter in terms of reverb. We've got a second here. What should we go up to? Let's put 2 seconds on it. Let's have a listen. Although having said that, you might hear a bit of a difference, but my signal going out to this recording on this screen recorder is actually mono, so it won't sound too exciting. And then let's put on an effect that you'll definitely hear, some kind of delay. What should we go? Multi-tap delay, there we go, which will obviously sound a bit bonkers. There's the multi-tap delay going on and on and on afterwards. Now this we call our chain. So I'm now making a chain of inserts. I've now got 3. I've got a compressor, I've got a reverb, and I've got a multi-delay. That's the chain, and you can build up a chain and a chain and a chain. There's lots of opinions on how you should do that, which I'm not going to get stuck into today because I don't have a long enough life. Now then, if I now record some automation with that as well, I'm going to bypass the delay for now. I'm going to turn off my loop by hitting the /. So there we go, my loop has gone now. Get myself back to the beginning. Now then, I'm going to record some automation. There are lots of ways that you can find the read and write automation, which I dealt with in an earlier video, but in this case, let's just use the one on the channel up here. Look, there's a W for write and an R for read. So let's write some automation. I'm going to turn on the effects, the reverb and the delay as my little track is playing. So here we go. I'm going to write automation. I'm going to hit the space bar to make it play, and then I'm going to turn off the bypass. So we'll hear the effects joining in. Here we go. You can hear the delay there at the end. I turned it on halfway through. There we go. So here's my little recording with my little effects, and you can see here the channels showing. Again, if you remember from an earlier video, this shape tells me that's basically a button on off, this one here. So there's my bypass for my delay, and here's my bypass being turned off for the reverb. So here we go. Bit of reverb, and then here comes the delay. So I've done those insert effects on the actual channel, which I've now called electric piano. If I go to the mixer, you can of course add effects onto the main output channel yourself. Now let me just turn off the write button here. So now that track will read and one won't write any more information. So this is my master out, my stereo out. I could add more insert effects there, but I'll leave that for you to worry about another day. Now to finish off with, here's a little summary. It really is a general summary, but I get asked so many times about using an effects and particularly compression. I mean, compression is generally an insert effect, and it's often the first one to go in your chain of inserts. Now, I also get asked, should you compress audio in real time on your input channel when recording, particularly vocals? There are too many opinions on this, I'm afraid, for me to even dare to offer an opinion on that one. Basically, experiment and see which setup suits you best. Reverb is often set up with a send to a group effects. Now, I've not dealt with group effects today. Again, I'll do that another time. But there's nothing to stop you using reverb as an insert, nothing at all. Things like phasers, chorus, flangers usually, traditionally do go in as an insert effect. All the previous comments I've just made about effects, they're not to be taken as gospel. There are no fixed rules. The world is your oyster in terms of processing audio signals with either insert or group effects. Another time I'll talk about group effects in Cubase. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.